Welcome to Dr. Z Show. Today we have Tess Kelly with us in the show, and we are going to talk about spiritual experiences. So, Tess, as I touch into your vibration, I see this man coming in, and he's working with his voice. He's using his voice to communicate to the spirit, and he's also showing me like he has some back issues. Uh, so he has been working on them, and he is saying that now he's doing really well on the spirit side, and he's someone very close to you. Do you recognize this person?
Oh yeah, that's Ray.
Oh, okay. So did you knew him?
Yes, he was my voice teacher for many years. He taught me opera singing.
Oh, okay. So as I see him, he's just working on this vibrations of sound, and and sometimes he's coming like really loud, and then I think he's practicing his.
Oh, no doubt. He's doing his exercises.
Yeah, so Tess, you have written a book also, Buko's Journey.
Yes.
And is it related to spirit or?
It's based on a past life journey that I had done many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And my shaman said, I'm not sure why, but I think you should write this down because you might need it later. So I wrote it down, and then I had taken a writing class. And right away I thought, wow, that would make a great story. So I started writing, and he kept saying, this doesn't read like a short story, it reads like the chapter of a book. You should think about turning this into a book. And I did turn it into a book, and it just wrote itself. The whole book. I just sat down and started writing, and the book wrote itself.
Wow. So spirit is always guiding us in different ways. And when I was a kid, I would write. I remember I was like 15 years old, and I would just get inside my room, close the door, and write. And I had written like 200 pages of this novel, and I did not know where was this writing coming from. And my mother saw it, and she's like, "Did you wrote this?" And I was like, "Yes." And I was like, "This is so easy. Anybody can do it." But everybody else was like, "Wow, this is unbelievable." So here in the show, we talk about spiritual experiences, and you said you wanted to talk about a soul experience which you had.
I had a pretty life-changing experience. It started one afternoon when I was taking a nap, and I was lying on my bed, and I thought, I wish I could get out from under this bond that my family has with me, you know, this hold they have on me. I moved 2,200 miles away, and still they just had this hold on me all the time. And so I got up from my nap and went in the kitchen, and on the kitchen table was a flyer that had been mailed to me. I opened it up, and it was from a mystic that I had worked with in the past, and it said, "Break the hold your family has on you," or something like that. And I thought, wow, that's pretty crazy. It was like instant. And I thought, well, I'm going to this workshop. So I went. And one of the exercises we did was to learn the names of a spirit guide. And she had us literally running around the room. And all of a sudden, I heard Anastasia on my right.
Wow.
And I heard Thor on my left. And I was like, whoa. I mean, they were loud and clear, a woman's voice and a man's voice. And I thought, I have two spirit guides. So that was great, and yet I was always puzzled. Why was Anastasia on my right? And why was Thor on my left? Because in my mind, the right side was the male side, and the left side was the feminine side, and they were on the wrong sides. So I had, consulted with shamans and all kinds of people asking about this, and they all said, well, there's a reason. There's a reason. So I accepted that and went on my way, and then many, many years later, I came here as a result of a meditation. I was in meditation, and all of a sudden the word spiritualist came to me.
Here at Celebrate Life.
Just the word spiritualist. And I didn't know what it meant. but I was looking for a spiritual community. And so I got online and I researched and I found Celebrate Life. So one of the exercises we did was to go home and in meditation raise our vibration so that our spirit guides could talk to us more easily. So I was home, sitting in meditation, and my hand was just hurting. It had been hurting for years. I was a massage therapist for 25 years, and I just figured, I hurt my hand, and it's just going to be something I have to live with.
Mm-hmm.
So it's my hand and my wrist and my elbow, and they just started really hurting, paining. And all of a sudden, in my mind's eye, in my meditation, I looked down at my hand, and I saw this enormous sword. I mean, this was huge. It was like 4 feet long, big sword. And my hand just started to pain. And then Thor appeared on my left side, and Anastasia appeared on my right side.
Wow.
And they were like glorious. They were enormous and beautiful and shining. And Anastasia had like these long flowing robes, long flowing white hair. And Thor was in like full Roman military regalia. Just in
So you saw your spirit
They
guides.
were there. They were there. They were standing next to me, and I looked down, and all of a sudden I just knew that I had to put down the sword, that it was time to put down the sword. And I looked down, and I opened my hand, and the sword vanished. And I just started to weep. And then Anastasia moved to my left, and Thor moved to my right. They just went. And I understood why they were where they had been. Thor was my second, because I had my sword, and he was my backup. And Anastasia stayed to my right to help healing all the wounds on my right side, which I'd had my whole life. I'd had so many injuries on my right side. And now Thor could be my sword, because I wasn't going to carry the sword anymore. And Anastasia could be my healer backup, because I was now able to use my energy to heal myself. And since then, I've been able to channel healing energy and help other people and not wear myself out doing it. And it's just, my whole life has just changed.
The purpose of this show is to tell people that our spirit guides are always around us and they're helping us. And sometimes, if we really believe in it, and if we will see signs of them, and we can even see them if we want to. So thank you, Tess, for sharing your beautiful spirit experiences with us. And in Doc Z Show, every week we have one spirit message for you. So here's our spirit message of the day. Thank you so much for watching our show. Please like us here on YouTube and share it with your friends. And if you want to get a reading, please email me at drzshow@gmail.com. Again, it's drzshow@gmail.com. And thank you so much, Tess, for sharing your beautiful experiences with us. We really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time.